Hey everyone, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Today we're back in my driveway to compare my 1970 single cab long bed to my 2020 single cab long bed. Now these are both Chevrolet trucks. They're 50 years apart. And I thought it would be interesting to compare the differences and maybe see what kind of changes have been made over the last 50 years of Chevy engineering. So let's get started. To me, the most obvious thing is how much bigger the 2020 is compared to the 1970. It just looks so much taller and just bigger in general. Before we start checking out all the exterior, let's jump on the interior and see what the differences are on the interior. So here we have, it's like a bench seat and a steering wheel. This might not be the best comparison, but here would have been your AC, a vent here, and you pull this knob for your lights. You got a lever for your blinker. This is how you would shift here in the column. So your wiper switch is here. And you have gas, brake, and a parking brake. Crank windows. Oh my gosh, tough this morning. Pool style handle to get out. So it's a pretty basic interior. Visors, a cargo light up in here, rearview mirror, and your gauge cluster consists of a fuel gauge. This is blank, I think on some options this was your RPM. You have your speedo, battery, and temp. This I'm not sure, I think on some models this might have been like a trans temperature or something. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe even boost, who knows. But yeah, this is your pretty basic interior. Your glove box here. This would have been your radio, AM, FM. This is actually supposed to be here, but this is a volume knob. Yeah, pretty basic interior. Seats 3, all lap belts, and can't really lift this seat forward because there's a gas tank here. So that's your 1970 interior. Let's go check out this 2020 interior. See what it's got. Still have a pull style handle here, steering wheel, and their blinker here. This is how you shift, but this is different. So now you turn this thing to turn on your lights. You push a button for your parking brake. You still have brake and gas. So this is a little bit different. You have a center console here. Lifts up to seat 3 with shoulder restraints. And this one we have 2 glove boxes. Very cool. And you've got your AC, and now in this truck you have this, they call it the 7-inch infotainment, and that's pretty cool. You still have your here. Test it out. You still have your crank style windows. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And a lever to pull to get out. So on this one, we can indeed move the seat forward. This is a work. You can see I've already started doing some work stuff, but you've got storage back here. No gas tank. So let's try to put the seat back now. that is the interior on the 2020. This is a 1500 work truck, and it's pretty much as base as you can get. There's not very many options on this. I think the only options on this are bed liner and vinyl seats. I think that's the only options. This comes with cheapest engine package and everything, so it's a work truck. But anyways, so now let's check out the exterior. Like I said earlier, the most obvious change to me is just how much bigger the 2020 is compared to the 1970. So I have a couple ideas, like actually measuring this thing or something. So first, before we get into measuring anything, I want to just check out the exterior of the truck and kind of compare the different design and maybe some similarities. So to me, one of the most obvious things is you still have these style handles like that and the mirrors, right? But then if you look at the front and the grille, what I think is really cool is you still have the big Chevrolet coming across the grille, and I think that is something I like. It's something I enjoy about the front end on the 69 to 70 C10s, and something I enjoy about this one actually. So you can see it's also stamped in the tailgate. So I think this is very cool, maybe like a retro style or something, I don't know, paying homage to the 70s perhaps. So on the exterior on these, we have a 15-inch wheel on the 70, and I believe this is 17-inch steel wheel on the 2020. So let's see how high it measures up to the wheel well here. We've got 3 feet. That's 36 inches to the top of the wheel well. 30-inch tires on here. And this one, it's about 32 to the wheel well, and about 27-inch tires on this one. So already we're bigger. We're a lot bigger. The other thing I wanted to check out, to me, what is the most interesting thing are these beds. So let's compare these beds. Let's see how much bigger or smaller these beds are compared to each other. Wow. So in the 1970, the first thing that stands out to me is the height of the bed. This looks like a very cool, comfortable, easy to lift and sit on height. This looks pretty normal. Then when I come to this thing, oh my gosh, this is so tall. I gotta jump up here to sit down in the bed. So it's a considerable difference. So let's see exactly what it is. So the height on the tailgate on the 70 comes out to about 28 inches. Not bad. That's a pretty easy lift. Let's see what the 2020 comes in at. And it comes in at a back-breaking 35 inches. Definitely a considerable height difference when you're lifting things up into the back of this truck. Let's see how the actual long beds measure up. And to the edge, we got about 98. It looks like 98 inches. I'm gonna try to measure here. That's about 65 between the rails. 65. Gotta remember that. Let's see how this 2020 measures up with a bed liner in it. So we might lose an inch or two, but that's fine. So here we've got about the same. about 98. How about that? Now let's measure here between these bed rails. And a half. It is definitely a little bit wider in the bed. Where are we going to measure the depth? 20 inches deep on the 70. Let's see, this one definitely looks bigger. And about 22 and a half on this, so about 3 inches taller for sure. Let's check out how much longer the truck is, really. Let's get a brick to help us measure. This is gonna be hard. So lay this brick down, so I parked the truck kind of even in the front. Try to. And maybe this brick here, we can pull off that brick from the tape and pull back and get like a maybe like a bumper to bumper type of measurement to see how much longer or shorter the trucks are compared to each other. So let's close these tailgates. Sounds like America. I don't know what happened there, I don't know. But anyway, let's pull this tape and see how long these trucks are compared to each other. Alright, don't come off that brick tape. Oh man, do I have enough tape? Oh my gosh. Oh no. Alright, we need something to hold this down with. Oh my gosh. There. It's not going nowhere now. Okay. So we've got about 212, 213 inches on the 1970 and about 232 maybe on the 2020. So you can definitely see that the 2020 is a overall much bigger truck, and all for 1 inch of width in bed and 3 inches of depth. I guess it's worth it. It's a smooth riding truck. So let's pop the hood and compare the power plants here. It's on the 70, one lever there, lift, battery, and this is, well, originally this was a 350 2-barrel with about, I don't know, 200 horsepower, something like that. And it's got the belt driven fan, an alternator, got your power steering, power brakes, battery, things like that. Pretty basic for 1970. So in the 2020, you got to come in here and pull this thing, and then come over here to the hood and reaching around in there and touch. There it is. It's got a little lever here. Wow, this looks like something out of NASA. I don't know what all this is. Yep. They say it's a 4.2 V6 with about 285 horsepower. Just plenty for what I'm doing. Just an old work truck. But yeah, this one's got the fuel injection, fancy sensors and stuff. This one's even got AC. One of the things I think is very cool on the 2020, on the new 2020 front ends and stuff, they have this air vent thing. I don't know exactly what it does. Maybe it goes over here and dries off your tires in the rain. I don't know, but I think it's cool. I think it looks really cool. So that's one of the newer features or design features of the exterior that I think is really just, it's really a chef's kiss on the design of the exterior of the 2020. And thank goodness it's got this step, because it is quite a bit bigger and taller than the 70. But so far, they've both been really fun trucks to drive. Very good to me. And I think that's going to do it for a quick comparison on my 1970 and my 2020 single cab long bed Chevy pickups. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.